All right, welcome back to another episode of Lambert's Moneymaker. Today we have with us the lovely Katie French from Las Vegas. How are you, Katie?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Katie French is a master at midterm rentals, corporate housing. She does phenomenal job here in Vegas and other places. And today we want to talk about midterm and corporate housing, like what that is, how can you get into it if you're looking to get into it, and what's the um, what's the benefits of it for not only your clients but for investors as well. So yeah. Katie, so how many units you got now?
Well, we've got a bit of a funny business model, which I can go into if you like, but we currently have, I thought you would ask that question. So we currently have 69 rentals rented out at this
Wow,
moment in time.
that's beautiful. And if I remember correctly, you've only been doing this for you've been hard at it for what, 12 months, 18 months?
Yeah, we celebrated 1 year in business last week.
That's so amazing. So guys, listen to this. I met Katie French probably about 18 months ago. She wanted to wholesale. We actually started wholesaling, trying to wholesale together, working on same teams. Obviously, that didn't work out, but now, 18 months later, she has 69 units that she's either owned, operating, or a combination of the both, managing, right? Because you'll have a company that manages other people's stuff as well.
Yeah, wholesaling was definitely not my bag. Definitely
Yeah.
not. And it took me a while, but yes, midterm rentals is definitely my purpose.
I love it. Yeah, I've seen you grow and seen you just on social media what you post, like how you've just grown over the past year, and it's just been amazing. Because I knew when I first met you, you weren't really doing much. Neither was I. I mean, but yeah, wholesaling. I have a wholesaling business and I can't stand it. I'm trying to get out. It
Maybe
is
you should
good
switch
though
to the
for some people. I think wholesaling cash deals is the way to go. Creative is good if you have. It's good if you know how to lock the deal up properly. You
yeah.
know what I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he's he was saying that I was telling him like to lock up a creative deal is easy. It's actually really easy. But locking a creative deal up that makes sense is I would say, the caveat or the tougher part, because you need those numbers to work. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that take 20, 30, 40% down, but we don't need it there. We need it at like 5 or 10%. That's the and then getting through the agents is fun as well. But midterms, what was your first one out here, or where was your first one, and how? Like, break down. I want you to break down what a midterm corporate housing is, like what it is exactly that you do, and then I want to talk about one of your good deals and one of your bad deals, if you have any bad deals.
I mean, yeah, there's always the bad. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. So midterm rentals is the
Mm.
sweet spot between long-term rentals and short-term rentals. We
Okay.
here in Las Vegas, as you know, Aaron, we have a really strict restriction on short-term rentals. Your Airbnb for less than 31 nights. That is classed as a short-term rental, and they're mainly focused at the vacations market. But we
Mm.
have restrictions. There's a lottery system here. There's loads of hoops that you have to jump through to acquire a license in order to operate a short-term rental. We operate midterm rentals, which is 31 plus day rentals. You don't need no license. Some of the HOAs are more than that, but most places and a lot of Vegas and Henderson allow 31 plus day rentals. So these are furnished rentals, usually with all utilities and Wi-Fi included in them. So it's basically set up like a short-term rental that you can just come in with your suitcase, with your luggage and your toothbrush and move right in.
Kind of like an Airbnb, just staying longer, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, question about that. I was talking with somebody yesterday, and we were talking about short terms, and they were saying that one of the reasons the short term market is being hit is because people don't want to have to, they want the maid service, right? If they're staying a week, they want somebody to come in, clean their bed, clean up a little bit, put the little mint on the pillow, make the bed nice and stuff. So in midterm, do y'all offer, or is it requested ever for y'all to have like a mid-stay cleaning, something like that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. So for our standard homes, we offer it. It's on our welcome sheet that if you require or would like additional housekeeping services, just call the number and we'll set that up. For our high-end homes, it's often requested, and sometimes it's even included as part of the owner because they want to keep that property kept up to.
Oh, got it. Oh, this would be one that you manage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So, okay. So, talking about midterm, 31 days, and that's news to me. I thought it was 30, so you just learned me something. Because I have one, and I guess I didn't know. Vegas is funny, right? 31. Like, who's gonna stay 31? I'm gonna stay 30 days, maybe not 31.
I guess it's because some months are 31 days, aren't they? So it's like
oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I didn't think about that. A lot of times when I think of a month, I'm like thinking 30 days, but you are right. They do have 31 days in some months. But do y'all ever, well, you don't have to talk about that, but I was going to say if y'all ever bend the rules, okay, so, I'm going to tell you what I do in I have a midterm in Louisiana. And the only reason it's a midterm is because HOA requires, I think they only require 28 days, but sometimes we have gaps. So we'll open it up for little short stays. For us, it just feels it, and it keeps us like pretty much like 90%, 95% occupied because we do that. And we do really good. I mean, I like the midterm space. I really do, especially on like condos and stuff, just because it's like double what my expenses are, at least for me. Is that kind of like what y'all are seeing on y'all?
Well, we do that in Mississippi. So we expanded to Jackson, Mississippi in April this year, and we have 40 apartment units there.
Wow.
And
all midterm?
All midterm, but we're able to do short term. So to start off and to fill in the gaps, yes, we open it up. We have all the units on Airbnb. We have all the units on Furnished Finder. We serve a lot of the construction contracts that there's 3 Amazon builds being built down there. So it was a market that didn't have many rentals, and that's why we expanded there. Also, one of my business partners lives down there, so she oversees the operations. And yeah, we're not restricted. So it's definitely a great way. So what we do is we keep the calendar, we keep it open for 1 month. Because if we get a booking, they usually start kind of the following month, and we can book consecutive months on a midterm. But yes, we totally fill in the gaps on the short term.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's exactly what I do over there, and it works. I have a friend that does that, and she does a lot of the insurance placement. You might know her, Nikki Hayek. She's out of Texas. She's in sub too. Maybe you don't, but she does a like high end. I would say high end, like mid to high end houses in like the northwest part of Houston, like Spring, Cypress, Katy, that area. Really nice area.
Okay.
And she does these insurance placements. So like she's really tied in with a lot of insurance companies and like temporary housing and stuff. So like I don't know if you're familiar with when, like if somebody has a fire or flood, like down there, they have a lot of bad weather. So people get flooded out, the house blown down, whatever. And the insurance company's got to put these people somewhere. So they call people like Katie that have all of her listings. I mean, sorry, Nikki, all of her listings on all of their platforms. Like, so they just go on there and look. So it's very profitable. She was telling me like, after the hurricane, I think one of her properties was making $18K a month.
Yeah, so that's the majority of our business in Las Vegas and Henderson.
Oh, wow. Okay, so y'all already hip to it.
I know. I mean, who would have thought that you'd build a really successful business on insurance housing? Because I didn't realize that there was that many fires, floods in the homes.
Here in Vegas either, where there's no natural disasters.
Right? We don't really have natural disasters, but we have homes that are made out of wood. There's a lot of electric box fires. There's a lot of burst water pipes in the older homes. So yeah, I mean, it's really inconsistent and it's really sporadic in the areas that they need them. So that's what we never thought we would build a business so successfully off insurance housing. That's mainly what it is. We started out saying our ideal client was your executive from a company. So we started out wanting to do relocations, and that's definitely still the vision of our model. And we're getting more of the local and national companies coming to us now. But for the majority of our business is still insurance housing.
Wow. That's beautiful. And do they go on like your site, or do they just call y'all? Y'all are, I guess y'all are listed on their site, and whenever they have something, they hit you up and ask you for a quote?
Yeah, we've spent a long time building relationships with the key contacts there. And we are also the key contact to a lot of out of state people like us. So some people like us, like we really delve deep in our market. So we're in Las Vegas and Henderson, and that's what people know us for. So if there's a midterm operator in California and they say that they operate nationwide and they've got a good connection at, say, ALE Solutions, they'll often come to us and say, hey, have you got a house available in this zip code for this family in this duration? So we're often a provider to other people like us as well. So kind of sometimes too deep.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. There's a couple that's in sub 2 that I haven't been able to connect with them, but I was looking at some of their posts the other day, and they make $50,000 to $60,000 a month on insurance placement housing, temporary housing. It's wild. And they're just growing their portfolio. I've been wanting to try to connect with them because one, I wanted to come on here and share their knowledge about the space. And then also I want to pick their brain because there's a lot of properties that I come across. I mean, our main gig is outside of my buy and holds. Our main gig is wholesaling creative finance deals. And I could own, I could probably have 200 properties now if I had the capital, or if I had a capital partner or somebody to bring to the table. And then also it's, and a lot of times the reason why we haven't bought it is because bringing a capital partner to the table doesn't jive with the numbers. You factoring them in, right? But with the temporary housing, at least from my knowledge and what I've seen from them and talking to Nikki, the margins are a lot. They're a lot better than just like my listing on Airbnb. She was looking at one of my listings on Airbnb, the one I do midterm. She's like, this condo can get you about $3,500 a month from an insurance company. Whereas when I'm renting it to a person, and they're paying me like Now this is in Baton Rouge in a little small, like 600 square foot condo, but they're paying like whenever I get somebody that wants it off of Airbnb, they're paying me like anywhere from 21 to 2,500 depending on the time of the year. So, but the insurance company's going to pay me 35 for the same place. It's like, that's a no brainer to me. So knowing that gives me the ability to do better underwriting. And then also this opens up the door to go, correct me if I'm wrong, does this open up the door to go in now into HOAs that have like, let's say a 3-month minimum, right? Or less, because they're.
We would take places that had a 3-month minimum or less. I wouldn't take on a place 6+ months is no good, but 3+ months isn't that restrictive. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because let me figure if you have a fire in your house, and probably take a few minutes to get them over there.
Well, you often find that what happens is they get put in a hotel for a number of weeks while their house is evaluated, the damage is evaluated, and then they'll decide on what length of time that they need temporary housing for, and then that's when they'll get in touch with us.
Oh, okay.
The problem is basing it's really hard to base your business or your property portfolio 100% on insurance, because as I said, it's really inconsistent in where they need it and when they need it. So you couldn't put your unit in Baton Rouge, or we have properties here. Some work really well and some just don't work really well. I don't know what it is, like the older neighborhoods. If you think insurance, so it's going to be like your older neighborhoods that the pipes burst a lot. There's electric box fires because it's older. It's an older condition. So we have a high demand in North Las Vegas. It's an older area, but when people come to us with a new
in that area,
yeah.
So you know what I found in talking with Nikki about in Houston. So she loves Houston because there's a lot of flooding in Houston. I mean, she obviously doesn't like the disaster part of the thing, but on the business side, and especially in the area that she's in, for whatever reason, whenever a lot of as you can imagine, the storm comes from the coast. So there are a lot of the floodings on the southern side. Well, people move, they'll get replaced up into in the north area. Like they'll come from down there up there. That's why she does so good, I guess, because a lot of people, and Houston's huge anyways, but so she finds that they're relocating people from southern Houston area up there just because I guess the amount of disaster and the amount of people that get displaced, because whenever you have a storm and a flood, it's not just a one-off. It's that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that might be why she does really well in the area that she is, and maybe you can charge a higher rental for that. Whereas in Las Vegas, I mean, it's not natural disasters, so it's usually within 5-mile radius of their residence, especially if they have kids that go to school. They want to obviously keep the kids in the same schools, so you don't want to be putting them miles away. However, we have just relocated a couple who were from North Las Vegas, but it was just a couple and their dog. So they were from North Las Vegas, from a really nice home. So we put them in a home in Desert Shores, which was like 10 miles from their home.
Yeah. Desert Shores is nice. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's all, it's definitely area specific in that sense. So whenever you started, like when you were talking about the executives and I know you used to talk about like corporate housing a lot. Who were your like clients? I remember talking to you at one point, you were telling me that y'all were doing a lot of cold calling and, going into businesses, trying to establish relationships so you can get clients. Is that something you still do? Did you what came of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just old school style, but it still works, that it's a touch point to build relationships with people.
Yeah.
So Christine and I went out just the other week, and we took some of our regular clients some donuts. So we'd go and buy the office some donuts. We went and delivered those to a few of our local clients, corporate clients. And then we also took a load of flyers, and we went into, we've touched base with a couple of people and then nothing's transpired. So you try and get them on the phone and that doesn't really work. So we tried to walk in again. It's just keeping the touch points. Some people say, I've read things that it takes a year to build a relationship and build up that warm. It's hard work and consistency. You know it, and I don't know it, and that's how both of us have created a successful business. So we just keep reviewing everything that we're doing, but we are really a relationship business. Mm-hmm. So we meant to do this to build our own portfolio. People started seeing what we did. This is how our business model created. Eva, Christine, and I came together. We arbitraged 3 houses. We took on 2 full-term lease, and then another one we took on because the owner worked away a lot. So he would work away. He wanted to earn some money while he didn't live in his property for over half the year. And that's how Ideal Stay were born. And other homeowners and short-term rental hosts, they saw what we were doing and they started reaching out, asking us to help them rent out their home. It's been sat on the market for X amount of days. A lot of people just base their business or base their rentals. They buy a rental and then they put it on Airbnb, and that's it. So if Airbnb and Furnished Finder or Zillow aren't working, then they'll maybe come to us as a more active point. And everybody wants corporate people in their rentals because you think they'll look after it better.
That's what you think, huh? You said you think, do they?
Well, you hope so. I mean, through a company, you'd hope so, because if you're getting a temporary member of staff or a new employee, so we work a lot on relocations. Mm-hmm. So if somebody is relocating from out of state, you'll often find that as part of their relocation package, they'll get up to 60 days paid accommodation. So they'll come to us, they'll take a month's lease, and then they can extend up to 60 days with being paid through their company. That will give them time to either buy a place or at least find the area that they want to take a more permanent rental.
Yeah, I like it. So
yeah, we do a lot of outreach. I do a lot of outreach to local and national businesses.
Right on. I love that. I mean, I would never even, we're in such like a digital virtual age, right? And since COVID, I think we still have a lot of things that we did during COVID because of COVID that's benefited business, right? But going back to what you're saying, the old style of things, at least to integrate that into your business with the new way, is definitely beneficial and what people want, because people want that interaction, that that relationship, like I can reach out and touch you type, like face-to-face interaction. It's definitely, it brings business back. Your business is more comfortable with people that and feel comfortable with, and you have a good relationship with on the company side.
And how many marketing emails do you get every day? You're constantly either unsubscribing, and you're just another marketing email. So hearing somebody's voice on the phone, and all my team think my English accent goes a long way, so they always put me on the phone too. So I am the kind of business relationship person in our company.
Yeah, you sold me.
Also, and you. But also apart from that, seeing someone's face and seeing that they're genuine, and you're looking all right. genuinely look a decent person as you walk into the business, and you're just being proactive. I'm a normal person. I'm being proactive. I've got a really nice flyer to show you of pretty properties. Can we support you?
Pretty properties are nice to look at too. So definitely your marketing material is crucial in how you portray. That was another thing I was telling the guy yesterday, because he was talking about Airbnb, and how you present your property is huge, right? You could have the nicest property on the planet, but if you come up in there with some cell phone pictures and you don't know how to take pictures, what are you showing me, right? You're just showing me a picture of a property that don't even look like anything. So marketing material is crucial as well. Like I was telling them. Yeah, I mean, I've seen your stuff. I've seen your listings, and they look really nice. And your pictures look really well. Your place looks really well. They have a place that we're buying actually in, Palm Harbor, Florida right now. The place is super nice. It's like 3-story. It's like on the water. It's got a pool. It's got like all the amenities. Really nice place. But then you go, and he had it on Airbnb. He did 150,000 last year in Airbnb. In 2023. In 2024, he didn't do that much. I think he stopped. I don't know. Poor management, having problems with his wife, and some other stuff, right? But he was like, you go on Airbnb and you look at his pictures, and it was like, what's up with these pictures? Like, you're not like showcasing anything. You don't have any design. It's like super basic, and he still made 150 in 2023. I was amazed. And now 2024, he's like, poor management. He's like, he had some he had some comments on there, like some reviews. The toilet paper was like sandpaper. 2 of them, 2 people said,
oh no.
Like, come on, guy, get some cottonelle up in there, man. That's a small expense. But
it is. It's those small little touches that go a long way from your guest satisfaction to everything. But yeah, your initial look of the property is massive. It's huge. And like, that's part of our brand standard. We say no to property owners. We say
really?
No, we can't. 100%. We can't work with property owners. We've got a brand standard. So wherever you stay with our company, it will be along the same brand standard. And you'll not go into a poorly, we inspect all our homes. We have to inspect them to make sure that they have all the amenities that we need, from the bed linens to the extras.
Question about that. If y'all have an owner that comes to you and, he's got a decent house, but he has poor design, he has poor this, poor that, do y'all offer a service where, hey, if they want to bring the expense, the cost of the expense to update it, will y'all come in and do that? Is that something y'all offer, or at least advise them to do if they want to be on your platform?
No, well, we don't at the moment, because we are a small team, and actually it would take Christine, who is our interior designer, out of the business. We do get approached a lot. I mean, we get approached by investors who want us to help them renovate, help them design. And the only way we can do that is be a part of the ownership. So we offer to become be a co-owner, and then we can do that. Otherwise, we're really crossing the line on property management, and that takes a license, and we're not licensed property managers.
Oh yeah, so, you're telling me that.
Yeah, so we avoid that by being a corporate housing company. So we build the relationships, we place the tenants, and the homeowner will look after that home. We fully manage anything that we own or co-own. So we also have homeowners waiting to come on board with us to be a private money partner. So they're like, oh, well, can you pick the area, pick the property, do the renovations, do the furnishings? Look, I'll just come on and I'll be your money partner.
I think I actually sold a property to or wholesale the property to a gal that is working with y'all. Spanish gal, can't remember. Kenya. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, she's an animal.
Yeah.
She is just like buying. Katie, I've got another one. Katie, I've got another one. Here's the
Really?
photos. I'm like, oh my
I didn't know
goodness.
she was buying like that. I know we sent her a couple. She bought one. She almost bought one or two from us. But yeah, she's got a capital partner somewhere because she's crushing it.
So we definitely have 2 of hers rented out right now. But it was the one that you came to us with, and I think you came to it, 89146 for Kuna. You came to us with it,
yeah,
and we walked the neighborhood, but because we were going to bring in a private money lender for that, it was really tight. So I guess her partner came in, they took it on, and we've got a family in there right now.
Yeah, that was a good one. Nice place.
It was a good one. Great position.
Oh yeah. Yeah, really, really good area. I'm looking right now. I have a lot of marketing in that area, like 89117, 89102, 89106, 89146, like all those areas. Like I'm marketing heavily over there, and looking at a couple to do like the Morby method. Like you know Lior?
Yes.
Yeah, he's crushing the short-term rental space, crushing. And I don't know what he found, but he found some way to finagle in there because he's killing it, right? I think last I talked to him, he had like 27 or something. He owns and manages, right? He owns.
I think his models, he gets the owners to renovate them and then he rents them out short term. I know he comes to us all the time with his availability.
Oh,
he
yeah.
asks us time to we work together. But no, I'd love to be a buyer. That's a great area for us.
Yeah.
I think we just furnished a load of rentals, so we just blown 80,000 on furnishing some rentals in Mississippi. So we didn't have the cash ready. So to bring in a private lender, it just didn't squeeze well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, do y'all buy in Huracan, Utah?
No, not yet. But I've got a couple of clients that one's expanding there, which is a local adjustment.
Killer property we just got under contract. It's like a newer build, really nice. They got a lot of new builds up there that are like we're talking to possibly locking up. So we just got one today that I could shoot over. Maybe
we're not there yet.
Maybe maybe you can shoot it to your other folks. Anyways, but before we got off, I did want to touch on, because I remember probably a little more than a year ago, they had a property that we were going to sell to you, and you didn't have a private money partner or money lined up fast enough. And it was a learned lesson for you. And I remember seeing your posts afterwards. But I want to talk about and just tell our listeners what the importance of finding the money before you need it, or at least having a partner that believes in what you're doing, that y'all can grow together, that has that necessary funds.
Definitely. I mean, a credible reputation helps with that. So if you've got property, or if if you haven't got the property, you build really strong relationships with the right people who have the money or connections with the money, so they understand you or believe in you. But yeah, I mean, there's so many, that 89146 as well. It was just wrong timing for us, money wise. But private money lenders, you'll always need that. You need those to scale. And I don't think we've got enough, because I think private money lenders and private money partners, I don't think you can have enough, because if the opportunity comes along, you've got to. Unless
you have one that has like 10 million or 20 million is sitting on the sidelines for you. But those are hard, the whales.
I know.
Yeah. Have you looked into fund to funds, or like like building a fund for your operation, kind of like so you have money on the sidelines? I know that comes with a little more like regulations and stuff, but
Yeah, we did, because we went under contract with a multifamily earlier this year.
oh yeah,
We did look into all of that, and we were going to actually. We ended up deciding that we would set up a syndication, just a small syndication for it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the sellers didn't allow us enough time to do all of our due diligence, and we had to drop out of contract because we didn't have the numbers that Ali does. Right.
They still have it? Is it still chilling?
Well, we're waiting to hear whether we're going back under contract with it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, it amazes me how sellers will not give you the time needed to do what you need to do, as if they have somebody. Now, if they have somebody else chomping at the bit, of course, but they're going to have to give this amount of time anyways.
But that's a problem. They did, and then this seller messed the whole thing up and started bringing in all these other people wanting different terms for all these other buyers, and it created chaos. So it bounced back to us, and I knew with the broker, we came back together and we were like, I just had this feeling that we were gonna do business together again.
Nice.
So I'm hoping it works out this time. We've got brought another couple of partners. As I say, they're such a key piece into a deal. And we brought a couple of partners in, so hopefully we can move it forward pretty quick.
Right on. Well, congratulations on that. That's out here in Vegas, yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
How many units? How many doors?
24.
Sweet. What part of Vegas?
Down by the Strip.
Okay. I was driving by. I didn't. What's crazy about Vegas, in my opinion, one of the things is like you don't see too many like duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, unless you're in that like really bad area of Vegas.
I know.
That's like where they all are. It's like a disaster war zone over there.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
And they still want, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 for them things. I'm like, on a little box. It's a little cinder block box with a flat roof. I'm like, no way, we're not in Miami, man.
Yeah, and then you've got to think of the tenants that you're gonna get into.
Well, I mean, the play down there would be Section 8 for sure.
Yeah.
Because Mitch Pomeroy, he's been doing Section 8. He's kind of transitioned to Section 8, and it's in the areas that are questionable for whether or not you're going to get paid rent or not. Section 8 is the way to go because you're getting a check from the government every month. It's not the greatest check, but as long as it makes sense, that's all that really matters, in my opinion.
Does Mitch invest here?
Yeah, we just closed on a property with him today, actually.
Oh, did you? Great.
In Henderson. Yeah. The only reason that property worked is because half of the mortgage balance was a balloon payment at the end of the first. Well, it's the same. It wasn't two loans. It was one loan, but half of it was deferred at 0% interest until the end of the first 150,000. So they were only paying interest, 5% interest on 150 on a $300,000 balance, which as you can imagine, brought your PITI way down. So that was the only reason that one worked. But yeah, he's buying fix and flips, and he's still buying creative all over. They do a lot. They do a lot of properties.
Yeah, they do.
I'm impressed. But well, Katie, I want to appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on here. And
thanks for inviting me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, whenever you get yours up and running, I'll come on there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a property for us to partner on.
Sounds great. We would love that.
On the midterm. If I have any properties that don't work for my independent living or short term, then I'll definitely run it by you to see if it works.
Yes, please. That'd be great.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. If I don't see you soon, have a good holidays.
You too. Thanks, Aaron.